Hey, Queen. So a lot of you have asked me, what is my opinion about Andrew Tate? And I think that is a really funny question. But sure, let's talk about that. I love it. But what we're going to be talking about is what kind of women are attracted to Andrew Tate? What are the women that are attracted to masculine men? Okay, so I'm not going to talk about his skeletons in the closet or whether he made money in the porn industry. I don't care about that. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the things he talks about and what he stands for. Okay? So what I hear him saying all the time is men should be protectors and providers for their women. Okay, so let's talk about that point. So that's literally what I grew up with. Like, I am born and raised in Mexico. I grew up with your quintessential protector and provider father. My dad was the man who gave everything to his children, me and my brother. My mom never had to lift a finger. He always had it all taken care of. And all she had to do was, be relaxed, go to the country club when we were young, look nice and fit, and she was a lady who launched on, or how do you call it? Those ladies that go to breakfast all the time. That's what she did. And she always had a great time. She is 68 now, and she looks like 20 years younger without any plastic surgery. So being relaxed, being in her feminine energy allowed her to not only to take care of herself and her family, but that really, really, shows in her age, right? She looks pretty good for her age. And so one of the other things that Andrew Tate says is that he will, and men should be providing for you so that you can stay at home doing whatever you want, but looking good and being fit and healthy. So the type of women that will, freak out at this are the women that don't want that. Let me just talk quickly. Like, I'm gonna make a little segue into that. Let me talk about this example for a bit. So the women that say that Andrew Tate is objectifying them by saying that they should stay at home and be healthy, happy, relaxed, are the women that I knew in the corporate world. So back when I was younger, in my 20s, I was always very intellectual, okay? I've always been very intellectual. I'm drawn to math, I'm drawn to science, and I have a very left brain. So with that, I went to school for finance. I have a finance major. So naturally, I wanted to work when I was younger in finance. And I did. And the first thing that I noticed going into the corporate world, like I was fucking shocked. I was freaked out and shocked because, and I'm telling you, I worked in global corporations like Halliburton and just global, all the companies that I worked on at are global, they're huge. The first thing that I noticed when I was there is all the women looked miserable. They looked so miserable. And not only did they look miserable, they were miserable. They were vicious. It was, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's like nice people, in the corporate world. I'm sure there's, and I'm exaggerating a bit, but it's true. Like it is true, right? Like some of my really good friends came from the corporate world, right? Not anymore because of course we don't have anything in common now, but back in the day they were um yeah. So I'm sure there's some nice people there, right? But the women, they were exhausted. They were miserable. And so many of them were like really overweight and they look so old. So, and all of them had like short hair, and I hope you don't hear this noise that is outside. I really hope you don't. I really hope you can hear this. I'm gonna get a little bit closer so that we don't hear the noise outside. They're blowing leaves or whatever. So the women in the corporate world, they not only did they look tired, they were freaking exhausted. They were miserable. They were overweight. They didn't work out. Like, again, I'm sure there's like some exceptions out there, but I'm talking about the big majority, right? So what else? I was shocked that I was the only person that was like fit there, that had long hair. In fact, for a period of time, I cut my hair like here because I was trying to fit in, right? Just because being so different, back in my early 20s, there, it was just, and I used to say like, oh, it doesn't matter if they're looking like that, if they're like exhausted and all that. But fast forward some years, fast forward like a long time, close to a decade, I said, no, even though I love credit risk, I worked, my career was in credit risk. Even though I love the intellectual side of it, like it's a very nerdy thing to do and work with. I loved what I did, but the environment is pretty nasty. It's not healthy. All of the people are there in survival, right? In survival mode. And the women, that's why I said like they can be really vicious in that environment. So going back to Andrew Tate, yeah, like the women that are saying that staying at home doing whatever you want and being healthy and looking good are the women that are probably in the corporate world, right? Or doing some other work that they secretly hate. So I loved what I worked with, like being in and it was what you could call a cushy jobs, a cushy career, like senior management, in global roles and global corporations. So I like that. But I said, you know what? This environment is not good. I can see how people age like a million times faster. And no, I quit because I said, you know what? I want to pursue my passion, what I was doing even while I was working there, right? Which is coaching. And I did. I get to do it whenever I want, at the time I want. I get to focus on my health a lot more, right? So women saying that what he's proposing is misogynist, um, if that is misogyny, then you can see why this world and this society is fucked up today, right? Then you don't want to start complaining about the feminine man when you yourself can't receive what a protector and provider wants to offer to you, right? So the stuff he talks about being a protector and provider, if this is misogyny, then I mean, good luck. He also talks a lot about men making money and men working out and looking good. Rick, are you for real? Should not all men be doing that? I think so. That's what I am attracted to. And I'll tell you, going back to the point of the video, the type of women that are attracted to masculine men are feminine energy women. So no, if you're the type of woman who wants to do it all by yourself with no help and be burnt out with short hair and 1,000 kilos overweight or pounds overweight, then these are the type of women that attract feminine men that want to pay 50-50. They want to be the receivers, so yeah, that's what I have to say about him. I think young men should follow that example of being a powerful man who can make a lot of money, provide and protect for his wife, because at the end of the day, if that is not love, then what is, right? So there's that. And again, whatever he did with his business, like working in porn, I mean, I'm not here to talk about porn or if you're making your money like some, less than perfect way or whatever. I'm not here to talk about it. I'm here to talk about, uh, people wanted to know, or, you guys wanted to know what I think about Andrew Tate. And also my clients ask me this stuff a lot, like what I think about him. I'm like, what do you think I think about him? Right? Any man that has that provider and protector vibe, that is a good guy. And by good guy, I mean, I'm not saying Andrew Tate is a good guy, because of course he's been tried, right? But I'm not, no. So no, I would not be with a guy who had, like a criminal record or whatever. No. So that's part of my requirements. But just to talk about, what a feminine energy woman would be attracted to, right? Which is a masculine man. And no, again, if he has other issues, like having a criminal record, the answer is no, right? So no, I would not date Andrew Tate. because he's had some issues. I don't know if he's being tried unjustly, right? But I'm not sure I want to get involved with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I grew up with similar values of men being the head of the home, you know, the leader of the home, and women being the energetic lead, and women taking care of themselves. Yeah. So that's what I want for myself, and that's what my clients come to me for, to help them find protector and provider husband, right? Without a criminal record, obviously. So anyway, there's that, ladies. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.